Good morning, it's your girl. And we're going to do a lot of talking because it's almost the same old rhetoric every single time. So y'all stay tuned. I got something for you though. What's up, everybody? All right, let's start with the hurricane that's going on. Hurricane Melissa is in the Caribbean islands. They say it's going to be a category 5 and it's hitting Jamaica mostly. It hit Haiti and Dominican Republic. Also Cuba is supposed to hit. But they say Melissa has already killed 3 people in Haiti and Jamaica and 1 person in the DR. So let's keep those islands in your prayers. Also, as a side note, my godchild is over there. So let's send blessings and prayers to her. I'm Big K, she's Little K. She's intelligent like me, so she should be okay, but still, I'm never going to turn down any prayers, is what I'm saying. All right. Now, on to the mess that's going on over here. Gosh, you can't even really make this up. It just boggles my mind. You got this president that's just doing any old thing. And then you got 2 sides. See, this is like 2 teams. Team Red and Team Blue. Team Blue is finally stepping up in certain instances and standing 10 toes down on things because they're really trying to protect us, especially when it comes to the healthcare premium. Nobody wants to pay an extra 114% next year. So you go from $888 to $1,904. That the math ain't mathing. Okay. See, they could care less because they have the best insurance in the whole country and they get it for life. That's the crazy part, right? So they don't care. They do not care less because they don't have to pay anything, is what I'm saying. Also, with this shutdown, they're the only ones getting paid. Them and ICE. Can you imagine? So now there's a lot of airplanes that have been grounded and a lot of delays at the airports. I told you guys this a few months ago because they're not paying them. How you not going to pay the air traffic controllers? Say what? So a lot of them, since they're not getting paid, they have to go and find other jobs. Can you imagine? That job is a 6-figure job and it's not easy. They got long hours naturally, but now he wants them to work even more hours. Now the kicker is he's a different kind of guy. So we don't even know if they're going to get their back pay, that overtime. That's the wild part. Are they going to pay them for the time that they lost money? I don't know. With this president, I don't know. And then the Republicans are like babies. They did it. No, they did it. They keep blaming the Democrats. Let me tell you something. If we play Monopoly and you own the whole board, I'm just trying to get my 200 to pass go. That means you run everything. So that is what they're doing. They're running everything and not good at all. Because guess what? In there, you got the true DEIs. Didn't deserve it or didn't earn it. Didn't earn it. None of them earned it. None. They got rid of affirmative action. They got everything they wanted. They made the White House white for real. All of them are white. When they do finally leave, he leaves, they leave, you got to take those 6 judges. They got to go to ASAP. They cannot stay. Because guess what? I don't care. If I had sworn on the Bible or anything saying, hey, I'm swearing in my oath saying, hey, I'm going to be honest, truthful, and do the right thing, right? They all swore on it. But because they're loyal to this president, that all that shit went out the window. All of that just left. They don't care. And then, like, my Instagram post, right? I see people talking, right? And I really can't believe the ignorance that follows him. It's for real. As we get older, we try not to say dumb and stupid, but all of that, dumb, stupid, ignorant, all of that is them. They say stupid things like this. Now, he didn't remodel the White House like that. In certain places he did. It looks gaudy because he's putting gold in the White House, which is okay, whatever. But to actually demolition a piece of history, like there's not enough rage. Like where the hell are all you people? You be mad at somebody how they spend their EBT. I don't give a shit what they buy with their EBT. They can buy all junk food if that's what they want to do. You know what they're eating. I don't mind spending my tax dollars if somebody's going to eat. I don't give a shit what they buy. I don't care because look at all the stuff we got to worry about. While you worrying about what they're spending with their SNAP money, this guy is out here on trips making business deals. He's over there in Singapore dancing, doing this. He's doing this, and people about to lose their SNAP benefits, all because they don't want to help us with paying for our premiums. They don't give a shit. I told you they don't pay for insurance. It comes with their job. They don't pay for that. We pay for everything. When we use our tax dollars, all of that money they're spending, that ain't their damn money. That's how they act though. It's our money. We're spending it. And honestly, we probably spend about altogether, all of us, probably about maybe 400 a year. That's it out of your check. That ain't nothing. 400? That's nothing. They didn't took more of that and did and gave away 40 billion. I said 20 billion. They gave away 40 billion to Argentina. But you know why they did that, right? They gave away that 40 billion because he wanted to get this guy elected so that he could have first dibs on their oil. He wanted first dibs on their oil. Look, one thing you got to know about Trump, that man's greedy. He wants more and more, even though he doesn't know how to handle it or keep or hold on to it. He know how to keep talking that talk. He know he got the White House. He got a lot to sell. You see in Mar-a-Lago that they had to go and get all those files. He had classified files in the bathroom. Like, why did he take anything from the White House anyway? I'm not understanding. How did he get those out? How did they allow that when he was no longer president? How could he even take them out? Should have been like a library book where he had to check them out. All right, he got file number 412. Nothing. He had pallets. Pallets in his house all over. I laughed because, when Obama did anything, they were on him. He wore a tan suit and y'all wild out. A tan suit. But this dude just destroyed a national monument. That building's been there for 123 years. Say what? Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't. Because nobody's mad enough. And I'm thinking, I'll say this. Black people have been through a lot in this country, right? A lot. And we learned that we're best used by just not spending money with these people. Now, we can't help it that we still got a lot of ignorant people out there that's spending money with these people, like Target and all of that. We can't help it. Those are the ones Harriet would have had to leave or shoot. You know what I'm saying? So those are people we could care less about, to be honest. Because if you at this point in stage of the game, whoever's not woke, they never gonna get woke. I've been listening people talking that are woke, especially white ones, because I thought it could never happen, but they're younger. The kids are really doing it. And I really appreciate that. I like that they've learned something and they're just like, look, you worried about stupid stuff. Who cares how many Oreos somebody buys with their EBT? They eating. I'd rather feed somebody than, fund a war. That's genocide. What they doing to the Palestinians is jacked up. What they're doing to the Ukraine, all of this stuff, I don't understand why we're involved in any of that. We shouldn't be involved in the Gaza thing because we're helping Israel fight the Palestinians, which is ridiculous. Like, why are we helping them? I don't know about nobody else, but Jewish people own everything. In this country, they own everything. And we need to help them for what? We shouldn't give Israel shit. They shouldn't get not one damn more dollar. They over there in their country with free healthcare, y'all. Free education, free healthcare, and we funding all of it. And you telling me we can't have that? What's crazy is this. We used to have free healthcare and free education. You know what changed it? Racism. The moment they figured out that they had to give it to us, they started charging. It used to be free. It's crazy. Racism is so expensive and they don't care. But what's crazy to me is that people really believe that shit the Republicans seem to be saying. They have become professional liars. They've always been liars on both sides. But them, mostly, they continue to lie. The reason why the bill's not passed is because they want to give health care to immigrants. That is so far from the truth. The Democrats just trying to make sure the people that are here, the citizens that need it, get the insurance they need. That's what Obama set it up for. Everybody. He didn't make Obamacare for just us, even though it's the Affordable Care Act. They're the ones, Republicans are the ones who named it Obamacare. And as soon as you hear his name, you get mad. I don't want that. The same insurance you get in Jackass. Just because it got a black man's name on it, that's stupid. Then all the people who don't want it, let's take their asses off it and let them talk to the Republicans. That's who they need to call, the Republicans, when stuff go wrong. Because what the Republicans are about to find out is that the people that's going to come for them is the same people that's on their team. All the maggots is coming for them. 41%, probably even higher, probably 47% of white people receive SNAP benefits. That's more than anybody. Black people at 26%, Latinos are at like 17%, is what I'm saying. See, I think in certain instances, certain things would be even higher, but they don't qualify. And look, like 80% of the people on SNAP actually work. Probably about 80%. Give or take. What I'm saying, the majority works. Now, the elderly, they deserve SNAP benefits. You're going to take that from them? See, certain people can never understand that because they were so wealthy when they were young, or they were born into wealth. They had generational wealth. And they went to school and became a politician. So they have no clue. They think everybody's siphoning. Now, there are some people, come on, that take advantage of any system. Look what the government is doing now. Congress, the Senate, the Republicans is milking the shit out of us. They robbing us blind in front of us. Slide a hand, boy. People about to not get SNAP benefits, and he over there dancing. Now, the latest thing I heard was that now he's also going to defund the food banks. Say what? You cutting their SNAP. You're going to defund the food banks. So would you rather have food rot than give it to people? Nah. Somebody walk their ass up in the White House and make a plate. They got chefs there. That's our place too. Walk right up in there. Hey, they did it on January 6th, but what's the difference? What's the difference? Having Thanksgiving right there. Yeah, all of this is just so much. It's just ridiculous. The back and forth, all of this. Republicans, just change your whack ass bill that you have so that people can get Medicare, Medicaid, Obamacare, and their premiums don't go up next year. I understand you want to make the insurance companies richer, but you already did. Did you guys see the tax breaks they got? I'm looking them up now because I had them written down, but I don't know where that paper is. But anywho, they got tax breaks for the rich this year, right? It's ridiculous. The money that that big, beautiful bills sucks. It sucks. Tax breaks for corporations is ridiculous, man. Okay, so what's crazy, right? I don't know if you guys are running into this, but Google, since they're part of the bullshit, I think that they're not giving accurate information anymore. We need like a whole nother search engine because the search engine is tainted. So I found only like 3 companies that could actually, I could go where the ones that are getting breaks this year. So AT&T is getting $1.5 to $2 billion tax break this year. T-Mobile is getting 1.5, and Lockheed Martin is getting like $500 million. That's a lot of money. You see, and this is their whole thing. Trump is giving all his buddies these tax breaks while we are paying more taxes. It's crazy. We need somebody to do something like Robin Hood. You know anybody? I'm just saying. We need some Robin Hood guys to be taking money out of their funds and giving them to us. That's how I feel because it doesn't make sense. Like, I can't even see having that much money and not trying to help others. I can't. See, because I've always been taught to whom much is given, much is required. And it's like none of these people really are doing any of that thing because these are the same companies that are also involved in donating to the demolition of the East Wing. That's a whole nother story. I believe it's something deeper than that. I believe he's making a bigger bunker, and I think they're all going to have a part in it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's super safe. It's at the White House. And he finally came up with plans for the White House ballroom. Why is the ballroom bigger than the whole rest of the White House? Like, why do they even need that? They're not going to be dancing. They don't need all of that. And he's trying to make it into, remember he had a casino. I think it was called the Taj Mahal. And yeah, he just left his people, pulled the money out, and they went to work and found out their job was closed and nobody called them. That's how he does stuff. See, people, they don't know the real Trump. Y'all just see this and like, yeah, he's a great guy. No, he's not. What I think he's doing is, I think he's dying, to be honest. I think he's dying slowly. So he's trying to collect as much money as possible. And I think he's trying to collect it for his son, Barron, the youngest one. I think he's 18, who seems like a little, he's a little different, is what I'm saying. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I don't know. It's something sinister about it, is what I'm saying. So, but I think he's really trying to get money for this guy because he knows that's it. Like, he's never going to jail. As much as probably we all wanted him to go, he's never going to go to jail. He's going to leave this earth before he goes to jail. And it's a shame, you know what I mean? Because, yeah, we're mad at him because he's supposed to be running the country, but he's really just a puppet, you guys. I'm not saying all of them haven't been, but I'm saying he really is a puppet because he's just trying to get his little things. They lied, cheated, and stole to get him in there. Think about this. Him and Eli are they're no longer cool. Think about that. Elon is not cool with him anymore. You want to know why? Because Trump slighted him. Yeah, give me 250 mil and you can get all of these contracts. And at the beginning, remember he was getting them. And he snatched them back. Now they like two exes. And they ran into each other like once. But I think Elon honestly is, I don't know. Me, I got a whole nother thing. Here's my theory. I know this is not everybody else, but I'll tell you my theory is this. He helped them get in, right? He cheated and he used the computers to do it. That's why he blew up a couple of his satellites because that held the evidence of the lying and cheating, right? So I think that in order for him to stay in this country, because if he go to South Africa, he's probably going to be in jail too. So in order to stay, and nobody else wants him in their country, right? I think they made a deal with him. This is what I think. I think they coming to get Trump and that whole administration. So he go down, they all go down. And it's too many people in America that's so upset with them. And I believe one is our own military. When you had Pete Hagsworth, whatever his name is, Hagseth, talking about the appearance of 4-star, 5-star generals and admirals, they looking at him like they wanted to beat him down. They held their composure, but you could tell. I just think like it's something else. We all know now because they did the research, but nobody's doing anything. Kamala won by a landslide. 12 million votes she won by at that time. But it doesn't seem to matter too much now. You know what I mean? Because he's in there and nobody's saying anything. They was like, oh, and then I see a post and they're like, they don't want her. And I'm thinking like, what? You racist piece of shits. And this is why the country probably will never be united because racism, white people, you can't let go of racism. You holding on to it for dear life like it's something great. It's the same thing they doing to the kid, the little Sanders kid over there on the Browns. It's crazy. In 2025, all of this is happening. Now you said 1965, okay, but 2025 is still happening. Racism is a disease and it's cost white people so much. Like, why are they continuously hanging on to it? I know why. Because it's in their DNA. That's just it. Some don't even know they do racist shit. They don't. Do I have a problem with somebody's ethnicity? No. I really do love everybody. But in all my years, I've learned that they all, there's no excuses. Every last one has come from a racist household because even if their mother didn't have it in their home, outside of that, their parents, their grandparents were racist and so forth and so on. Uncles and aunts, racist. Now, the kids now are seeing it's not cool. So they're probably going to change it. But you got to let all the relics die off. before that really happens, because they're the ones that's holding on to it. And like the young Republicans, those are the ones that got picked on. You see what they look like. I'm just saying. This is why they're upset at their own self. It's really a self-hate, because Black people are the most loving people in the world. We have helped so much where last year that was it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, and we were done. Now people want to listen to us. Hopefully you all show up for November 25th to December 2nd. There is going to be a massive blackout. It's not called No Kings. That's over. That's done. That didn't do anything but make a mess, to be honest. That didn't do anything. I mean, it's cool if you participated, great, but it didn't do anything because it wasn't really a protest. It was like a rally. And he kind of laughed at it. And then it made him mad, right? And then he tore down the East Wing, is what I'm saying. So it didn't help. So everybody at that time, we are not going to Black Friday, anything. We're not spending any money between that and in that whole week, unless it's with a mom and pop shop, all local stores, Black owned, minority owned, small businesses, white owned small businesses too, no big corporations. Also, we're going to use cash. We are not going to use our credit card, so make sure you get cash out. And it's just going to be a cash, but you're going to use that week. Anything you need, you must get it from mom and pop shop, local farmers markets, all of that. Because if these people don't or can't relate to anything, they do understand the almighty dollar. And when you start taking that away, it changes things, is what I'm saying. So I still need you to get up. Yeah, you get up, get out, and let's try to at least stay united for that week. All right?